So tell me a little bit about how a homeowner would use equity to their advantage, and explain equity to someone who doesn't know.
Good. Equity is not tangible money, but it's what your home value is versus what you owe on the property. Now, what's in between? That's called equity, and the bank will lend you up to, if you're a homeowner already, the bank will lend you, I think it's up to 70% or 75% LTV, which is loan to value. And then you could pull out some of that money, but not at 100%. So you cannot pull 100%, but you could pull out 70%. So a lot of cases people will refinance and they'll pull out 50 to 150,000 depending on their location. And their 150 grand, that's what we would call their equity.
So you could do a lot with that money, right? You can invest in the stock market. You could invest in your home. You could actually rehab your whole home, your whole house, and you're paying yourself back, right? Because you have to pay that loan back. It's not for free, right?
No.
If you borrow it, you're gonna have to pay it back.
Right.
However, you're living in a comfortable home, and guess what? Your home is gonna appraise for way more if you did it correctly. So for those people that don't know much about refinancing, can you give me a little bit of insight on refinancing, the pros and cons to it, and how it kind of works?
Good deal. Good question. So you want to refinance when the interest rate is low and the market is up, like right now.
Right.
So that's just not a sales pitch. The proof is in the data. Interest rates are at a 30-year low. Okay, so that says a lot. 30 years. Some people aren't even 30 years old. They own a home. Haven't been this low since before they were born. Also, since the equity is high right now, you probably have some money there. Now, what we see a lot of times is people will sell and upgrade. They started off in a small 3-2, and now their family grew, so they're growing too. Or they started off in a condo, now they're going to the 3-2, and that happens a lot in this market right now. There's other type of people who got a nice house and they're like, hey, I don't want to leave. I put in a lot of money in it. I just want to refinance because when I bought it, 10 years ago, the interest rate was at 5.5 or 6, and now it's at a 2.8 or 3.2 in between there, and now that's significantly lowered their payment. Now, that's the good thing. If their monthly mortgage, they're doing okay. Now, the flip side to that is if they bought it 15 years ago, then they're only 15 years away from paying it off. So when they refinance, they're starting back here on a 30-year note. So that's a lot to consider as well. You'd have to do the numbers and make sure it makes sense. Now, if you bought your home 3 or 4 years ago, refinance because the interest rate is lower. You're going to save money on your payment, and you're only 4 years into your loan. But I also have clients that have been in their homes 25 years, and they're definitely not going to refinance because of the 2%. And they bought it 25 years ago, so their interest rate is like a 9. So people are freaking out. A 9%? You better no. Well, because if he refinances, then he starts all over again, and he doesn't want to. They don't want to do that, so they'll just pay off their note. If they have 5 more years, hey, tough it up, 5 more years, and they get their house paid off. But if they could pull some cash, save some money, have a stack in their bank account, maybe pay a car off. I mean, think about that. How many people have car payments that are $500, $600? What if you refinance? And your payment went up $250 and you paid your car off?
Guess what you saved?
Yeah,
$300 a month.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So those options are big to get out of some debt. Those are big. And again, do the numbers. Talk with your loan officer. If you need some help or some direction on where to go, give us a call. We'll put you with the right loan officer.